I can now tell you what are habits that can make you a great computer programmer. What are habits? Because you may just come here. From here, this lesson was just introduction, but the next lesson we shall start now learning the codes. But what are the habits that will make you a good programmer? One, you should own a laptop. A laptop. When you don't have a laptop, you will struggle. This one, it is clear to you that you can still use a training area, but when you have your own laptop, you will have the capacity to keep on learning without a problem. Then, manage your time and be consistent. Manage your time and be consistent. This habit of coding 2 days, then you wait for 2 months to visit the coding, you can never become a programmer. You need to be consistent and manage your time. And how many hours can you put a day? You can even put 30 minutes. Read through the book, read through the code, and start typing the code. Understand the code, then you type and see how it runs. For several years to come, you will make it a good computer programmer. But if you code today, the other day you go for watching football, go for betting, go for computer games, you visit friends, you come back and sleep, and you don't plan coding, for many years you would have wasted hours which could have made you a great computer expert, because you need time, enough time for you to become a very good computer coder. Then, join online coding communities. You should be able to join online coding communities so that they can keep on assisting you here and there. Without that, you can't make it to be a great programmer. You must at least have 1 or 2 online communities where you share. You cannot learn alone. You have to learn how to share, and you are able to learn from other experts. Then, you need to use programming textbooks of several authors. Don't just rely, me, I'm an author, I have a book, but not only mine. You must engage several computer books. Several computer books if you are to become a good computer programmer. Then, don't rely on what you learned at university. University will teach you something little. You have to develop yourself. You have to develop yourself. And even before you join university, if you are really in plan of becoming a good programmer, you are in primary, start coding. You are in second school, start coding. You are waiting to join university, start coding. Don't simply wait until a teacher is introducing to you the small coding there at the university. That one won't be enough. It will never make you a programmer. Programming, to become a good programmer, is self-initiative. You must do it at your own pace. You have a vacation, it is holiday time, code. You have completed senior primary 7 code. There are codes that a primary 7 can learn them very well. You have completed the senior 4 code. You have completed the form 6 code. Use that time instead of roaming around the trading centers, playing games, lottery, betting, doing what? Code. Don't simply sit there and you don't learn coding. If you are planning to become a computer programmer, if you are planning something else, fine. But if you are planning to become a computer programmer, use any space of time available and code. But there are also habits that can make you never to learn programming. Never at all. Which are these? 1, staggering from one language to another. There are people who are not settled. They start learning C, a little bit they skip, they go for Python. A little bit they skip, they go for Java. a little bit, when they hear that the other language is what, they jump. When these people will never learn programming forever. What you need to do, stick to one language and learn it thoroughly. Stick to one language. Don't stagger around. The other one language, learn its nitty-gritty. Go an extensive distance learning. And that's when you will be able to learn. Some people dodge third generation thinking that fourth generations are simpler. But that one will let you down. When you go to the simpler language, usually a special purpose. Simpler languages are always special purpose. Now, when you are using simpler language, it means you are meant to handle a particular area of field only. Now, what will happen is you can't manipulate other areas. So, and those areas, when you also learn a simpler language, it means that that area will be crowded by many programmers. Therefore, you can't be competent enough or flexible enough when there are other different projects. So it is important to get a third generation, learn it thoroughly, becomes very strong, and then you can also pick a fourth generation language, 2 or 3, and learn. That one will make you now a very stable programmer. A very stable, I can use the word very stable. Then, another habit that can make you poor programmer is assuming that you know it all. Assuming that you know. There are some people, they want to show off with the code. They simply run codes around and they pretend. They don't want to share. They don't want to listen. They are rigid. They assume they know. That thing will make you not a good programmer. You'll just be playing around with the codes, but people just look at you when you are going nowhere. So you need to really not pretend. You have to open your eyes to learn from anyone. Then, select of simpler programming languages. There are people who rush for very simple languages. They don't want to face challenge. They only want to learn simple coding, like HTML. They want to JavaScript only. At the end of the day, what will happen is that these people will not be stable. Which language can I recommend for you to learn extensively? C and C++ when you are young. You have completed Senior 4, Senior 6. Can you learn those languages thoroughly? Because there you are not rushing for a job. You are only rushing to become an expert. That's when you can go ahead and learn some of the high-level languages. You start coding aiming at a job interview. When they hear that there is a job interview somewhere, is when they start becoming serious to code. That one will not make you an expert. You need to start early when you are not waiting for any job interview, so that you can keep on learning part by part, so that you can become an expert. Don't just learn in a rush. Then, copying codes that you don't understand how they work. There are many people who learn programming, but instead of going through codes, they find out how they work, and they do coding by themselves. Their work is simply copying codes and run, but they don't understand how they run. You can never become a programmer that way. Then finally, you may want to know how a programmer earns. This is not very important, but it can somehow give you a motivation that a good programmer, a web developer, earns up to around $70,000-$80,000 per year. Computer programmers Normal computer programmers earns up to $93,000 per year. Software developers earn up to $109,000 per year. Robotic programmers around $100,000 per year. Game programmers $105 per year. But these figures depends on which software company you are working. But mind you, do you know what it means by just $10,000 per year? It is still not little money. $20,000 per year. That one in dollar. Try to calculate the price of dollars in your country. If you are in Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya, can you try to calculate? Then you will know that that money is not little. These guys earn a lot of money. If you are a good expert, and they need several of them because programming needs are extensive.